Hi, welcome back everybody. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Renata. In today's video, I'm going to repot an alocasia I have. I don't remember the name. I'll pop it up on the screen for you. It's not a particularly rare alocasia, but it's I think a very pretty one all the same. So let me show you this plant. As you can see, it is quite large. So there is the newest leaf it has given me. So I have a teeny tiny little head, but still you can see that relative to my head, it's very large. Relative to my hand, it's wider than my hand is long. And I'm about 5'9". If I stand up, this plant comes, about up to my hip here. So it's quite a large plant. And the reason for repotting it is that it is outgrowing its pot a little bit. It's not badly root bound, so it doesn't need the repot per se. But as alocasias grow, the older outer leaves fall off, die back. They die back. I pull them, I cut them off. But where they have grown, it also starts to put out roots, and I would like to get some more of that covered up. So I'm going to put it into a larger, deeper pot so I can cover more of that up and hopefully encourage more root growth and more growth on top by encouraging the roots. So I showed you the alocasia. I showed you that biggest leaf. What I didn't show you was the beautiful purpley color underneath. So that's the back side of the leaf. So it's got that nice dark purpley red color to it. And the other thing that I want to show you is what I was just talking about why I need to repot this plant. And that is these, where are you? There you are. That is, you see all those little rootlets that are kind of poking out. I would like to encourage them into soil. So, not soil, into pond, into growing medium, so that hopefully I can get more growth from the plant. I assume as I'm doing this that I will find many corms. I can already see one large corm sticking up. I think for this process, I'm actually going to bring you guys down to the floor so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and bring you down to the floor. I can show you the corm that I'm talking about sticking up above the semi-hydro, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing a little bit better. You won't see as much of the plant, but you'll be able to see what's happening a little better. So give me 1 second to reorganize my camera, and I will be right back with you. It's not as good for zooming in and close-up shots, but I think this will be better in the end. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you the pot I'm going to repot into. So this is how it's set up now. It's in a tower pot and in a too small cover pot. But that was what I had in my collection. I'm going to be putting it in this pot, which is much larger. It's also quite a bit wider, but that will just give the roots more space to spread out. And I'm not going to put it all the way, I'm not going to fill this all the way up with pon, so that I have room to fill in at the top as it grows taller. So that's what it's going to be. It's a self-watering pot, which is nice. And it has one of those gauges to measure the water level. So I'm excited about getting it into this new pot. The first thing I'm going to do is take some of my pon, put it in the bottom here. Then I'm going to take this plant and put it in here with the pon that it has now. And then I'll fill in as needed with my pon. It's currently in a very fine pon. And it's actually a pon that's a mix of lechuza pon that I had bought, and then some cactus and succulent mix that I had supplemented with. So it's a very fine pon. My pon is a lot thicker, chunkier, but we will do the best we can do. And as I repot, I will give you a little update on my life. So in my most recent video, I shared that I thought I was going to adopt a dog the day after I made the video. And I did. I adopted a mixed breed, but she definitely has some shepherd in her because she's got those pointy, upright shepherd ears. And I think maybe she's got some boxer in her. She's sort of medium size, which is too large for my space even. But she's the dog I fell in love with at the Humane Society shelter. So she's the dog I have. She's a year old, and we're having some growing pains together, she and I. She's adapting to living in my house. I'm adapting to having a dog in my house. And on top of that, she wasn't housebroken. So I'm trying to housebreak her. She's not at all trained, and she's a dog she spent a year, therefore, sort of running wild on her own. Not interacting with humans, I'm sure, but not in any way where they are trained. So she jumps a lot and she bites. And so if you can see the bruises on my arms, those are from her biting. So we're working on training her to not bite. The first step I'm working on is trying to get her to not bite me when she jumps up on me. The second step eventually is to have her not jump on me, but I need to get her housebroken also, and I really need to get her to stop biting me because it's quite painful sometimes. And she has, in a few places, broken the skin a little bit. This has not been the funnest week of my life. But despite all that, I still love her. I'm still very excited to have a dog. I'm glad to have a dog with a lot of energy. I've been really loving taking her out on long walks. In fact, that's part of the reason I'm in my exercise clothing, is because I had taken her for a long walk before I filmed this video. And for my sanity, I have left her outside. I have a table for her outside that she can, I can attach her, tie her up with. So she's outside while I film this because otherwise she would be all over me. And as I've already said, I'm not particularly interested. Oh, right. Okay. So I've just discovered a couple of rocks. I had forgotten that in the bottom of my column pot, I had put rocks down to help keep the very fine semi-hydro from spilling out the drain holes at the bottom. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is just trying to move some of that semi-hydro that I had put down out of the way, because actually I forgot that the growth, that I had measured this, and I needed the reason I got the 14-inch pot was because I needed I needed a pot that deep. So I'm trying to just move some of the extra semi-hydro out of the way so I can get this as deep as I can. In the pot, because I had forgotten about that. Sometimes I do things that make sense and then forget that I have done them. All right. Anyway, I see there are a couple of really large, nice corms here. I'm just going to leave them. Actually, I'm going to harvest them. But look at the size of this corm. It's just huge. So that'll give me a plant. That should give me a nice big plant. And I've got a second one that's nice and huge. The third one's a little smaller. So I'll show you those corms in a few minutes. Ooh, I've got some more nice corms here. All right, yes. All right. I don't see any other corms easily visible. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. But I will propagate those corms probably. So all I'm going to do at this point is just fill in with my semi-hydro. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm very excited about having the dog. It's been really good for me. As much as I can complain about having been jumped on, manhandled by a dog, kind of driven a little bit insane by her never-ending energy. It's also been a really good distraction from some of the stressors of everyday life. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm very happy to have her. And I know with a little bit of training and once she's housebroken, it will be easier and better. Dealing with her will be easier and better. And it will just get better and better and better. So I know that right now it's tough, but I'm trying to remind myself to be patient with myself, to be patient with the dog. I should tell you her name. So I named her Diabla. So in Spanish, she devil. And I named her that because she is a little she devil. She's adorable. She's an adorable little she devil, but she's a little she devil all the same. I might not have enough semi-hydro here. Well, we'll see. Anyway, so that's Diabla. That's about Diabla. That's the biggest change in my life. I've also, I know I mentioned my job a little bit, so I teach English as a, well, we call it English as a new language, but English as a second language, TESOL, whatever you want to call it, to, well, not TESOL, but the English as a second language part, to adults in my community. And yeah, I'm out of semi-hydro. I just do not have enough here. I'm going to have to make some more up to finish filling in, but I'll show you, I'll do that later on sometime and show you that. I'm not going to bother showing you that, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we had some funding issues, and there have been some changes in state and federal laws about checking IDs, and so the program that I teach for lost its funding. Checking IDs, checking for legal status. And anyway, the program I teach for lost its funding, but I actually technically am employed by the people who are funding the program. So they will now have me, they also run a program in jails. So if it's going to be possible, I'm going to be trying to check the IDs, the legal residency of people who are in the county jail here where I live. So along with teaching English in the evenings, I'm going to be doing that during the day and taking care of the dog. So that should be kind of interesting. I don't really love the fact that I have to check people's legal status, but that's the way it goes. Those are the laws as they have been passed. So so that's one thing I'm going to be doing. And then I also just started teaching this morning for another company, a manufacturing company here where I live, teaching English classes to the students, to the workers at the company. So that's going to be my Monday and Friday morning. So I've got, my schedule is getting busier, and I'm going to, what I would really like to do would be to apply for new jobs, to find something that provides a slightly, that's a little bit more stable and not so reliant on governmental funding, because it seems that that's it seems to me that that is not the safest place to be getting the safest funding source these days. I also would like a job that provides slightly more income. So I know I'm basically done repotting this plant and I could end this video. But in my previous video, or was it 2 videos ago? I can't remember now. I was talking about how I had been feeling stuck and like I wasn't living up to my potential, and my friend had asked me what it meant to live up to my potential. So I had made my list, and I was just looking at my list, and a lot of the things on my list, I'm actually doing them. I'm also really enjoying talking to you through the plants as if I'm like in the jungle. There are a couple things on the list that I haven't gotten to yet that are sort of less, maybe, they're like one-time things. Like, get a dog was on the list. Well, now I have a dog, right? Own my own home is on the list. Well, I'm, once I buy a house, I will own my own home, hopefully forever. I have some salary goals up there that, again, I simply can't reach in my current positions. And then there's some other things on the list, like use my brain actively, learn new things. And this whole YouTube process is definitely learning new things. I'm definitely learning a lot about filming, and I'm sure there's room for improvement, but I'm learning about video editing. So I'm learning new things. I want to be able to travel again. Of course, that is a little bit in contradiction with having a dog, but I'll figure it out. So yeah. Anyway, I don't remember why I was talking to you about this. I think what I wanted to say was that I had told you that I had made the list and that it helped a lot, but I hadn't really told you anything about what was on the list. So not only what's on the list, but also I think my dog has gotten off her leash and made it around to the front door. Uh-oh. I hope she hasn't chewed through that leash. What I think I wanted to say was that I wanted to tell you guys what was on the list. Not everything that's on the list, because some of it's kind of personal, some of it's, very personal to me. But just that I realized in making that list of things that I'm actually doing pretty well on reaching my full potential. And it really helped me feel unstuck. But I better end this video here. I realized I forgot to show you all the corms that I had gathered. So you see, they're fairly large. And this is Diabla, and she did chew through her leash and get around to the front door. And you can see she's just so cute, but she's a pain. So yeah, these are the corms. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm about to get attacked by a dog. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to see more content with a dog attacking me, again, Diabla, sit. No, Diabla, stop chewing me. Hey, stop chewing me. Then hit the like button and subscribe if you want more of this kind of pesky puppy content too. And I had better go and stand up and protect myself from this monster. And have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. The next video is going to be the next video is going to be September favorites, and maybe it'll be September plants that are moving me. Ow, positively or negatively. Ow. I don't know. Right now, I gotta go. Bye.